Hello everyone, and welcome to the Captain's Video Weblog. We are Wednesday, December the 9th, 2015. It's almost 11 p.m. Someone just rang my bell. It might be an error, a mistake, like someone thinking that since my doorbell is just on the wall next to the staircase, and the button is just like the light switch, which is really dumb. It's exactly the same. The only difference is that the light switch has a countdown that is and when it's over, there's an orange light. So yeah. So just in case this is not a drill, I'm gonna speak, a bit lower, I guess. Anyway, what can I say? Yeah. So today I was supposed to get a paper at one of the places where I'm a student, where I'm enrolled, and as I arrived, I saw a lot of people in the main room, and I was like in the main hall, and I was like, what? And I took like 5 or 6 more steps, and suddenly I see Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's the Christmas for the children of the people who work there, I guess. Because there's a thing here, because we celebrate Christmas, all through December, I guess, you have all kinds of little celebrations of Christmas, giving gifts. Like this weekend, there's the one for the children of the firefighters in my village. So yeah, that's kind of the reason why I probably am not going home on Saturday, but on Sunday. Look at this fucking mullet. How shameful is that? So yeah, I was like, well, I'm going back tomorrow. It's kind of shitty, I guess. What else? Yeah, football. So there, I think I didn't know about it, but apparently the rights for the final of the Champions League have been bought by the how could I say that? The Clear channel of the Canal Plus group in France, which is one of them, which is D8. Originally, it was kind of the property of TF1, the main channel here, and I think they control like Eurosport or something like that, or at least they did until I guess Canal Plus bought their share. So yeah, that was weird. Yeah, because as one of the major sport events in the year, I guess, or ever, the final of the Champions League is supposed to be broadcast by a channel that you don't have to have a special thing to receive. You have to be able to watch it from your TV without like the little box to unjam the signal. But the rights had been bought by Bein Sports, big Qatari channel. You might have heard of it. Except they're not a Clear channel. They're on the satellite, and even then, you have to buy the right to access the channel. So they couldn't do that. Yeah, I kind of missed the times where every 2 weeks you could sit and switch to the first channel, and oh, you've got football on a Tuesday and or Wednesday night, and then on Thursday you go to the sixth channel, and bam, you've got football. That doesn't exist anymore because, well, now it's barely even available on the ninth channel, which is part of the group of the sixth channel. So yeah, it's because football has gotten so expensive, the football deals. Like I remember in 2008 or 2007, I mean, last time I really cared about who was going to buy the football deals. There was, like, for the Ligue 1, the top flight in French football, it was like 600 or 700 million euros, and I'm like, that's way too much for the shit that it is. And I mean, at least we have an equalitarian system, you know, an egalitarian, because it's rights for the whole league. It's not the clubs that sell their rights, like in Spain, where it's Real Madrid and Barcelona, obviously, that get the biggest piece of the cake. And they threatened to go on strike when the Spanish Federation said, hey, maybe we're going to do, you know, kind of a system where if you buy the rights for the league, well, it's for the whole league. It's not the clubs that are going to negotiate with the TV channels, which is, I mean, tells you a lot about how much they care about the rest of the league. It's billions of euros, if you want to know. It's like 2 billion euros for the Real Madrid. Why? There was this ad, leave your passion for the Real Madrid. It's not that airs in England. I mean, there are probably clubs in England that have close links with Microsoft and are pretty good, at least good enough to be in a commercial. But now Real Madrid, yeah, let's talk about that, huh? Anyway, someone commented on Sunday's videoweblog telling me that I was a sad socialist, and I'm like, hey, why are you calling me soft? I'm not a socialist. Socialists are soft bellies. They don't believe in the class struggle anymore. What are you saying? This is really insulting. I mean, if I was a socialist, I would be insulted anyway, because they said that the socialists deserve to lose, and they do deserve to lose. But far right, I mean, I understand the feeling like, well, there was the traditional right, and they didn't do shit, so I guess we're going to the left. And nah, still nothing. Well, I mean, it only means one thing. Let's go to the far right. Yeah, as if that was going to help in any way. Their whole rhetoric during the first round, the whole campaign for the first round, was putting forward stuff that mattered at a countryside level. And while that's very important, it kind of doesn't matter in the context of a local election, mainly because it's a local election. That's all I have to say. Like, are you going to strengthen the train service? Do you have an answer about that? Hello? No, you're gonna close the borders. Really cool. You do know that the national trains go until past the border, huh? Yeah, good. Top-notch politics. I mean, if that were a debate about stuff that happens in the country, I would say, yeah, that. I mean, it's still demagogy. still populism. But I get it, but here it's pure like, hey, you know what's wrong in the country? The president, and you know what? We're gonna fix it from our regions. Yeah! No, that's not how it works. You should have woken up like 2 weeks after the presidential elections, I guess, because that was the point where you could have made the balance tip in your favor, you know, when we elected the MPs. But no, I mean, surely we won't keep the socialist majority in 2017, but it's to be expected. The only thing that could be bad is if the far right and the traditional right, you know, there are lots of movements in the traditional right. There's one that's called the strong right, and you're like, I mean, with a name like that, you make me think of Marshall Petain, and let's see, we've seen how that worked. Yeah. Oh, you're surely like when Marine Le Pen says, "Yeah, Angela Merkel, you know, the Chancellor of Germany, and François Hollande, how did she say that? She put it in a way. He's like the governor of the province of France. Yeah. No, fuck off. Really, I mean, we know that we're taking a lot of shit from Germany, but I mean, that's always the same thing with you. And it's, I mean, even when her father, Jean-Marie, it's just a detail, Le Pen said, yeah, France needs to go out from the European Union. And at one point he became so racist that even parts of his party, even the big heads in his party were like, please no. And they made a secession, and half of the people who had cards left. And it was like, well, shit, I guess we should probably get to something that's, you know, more focused, more, you know, that makes us come together. And they were like, what makes us come together? Racism, yes, of course. Let's say that it's patriotism, nationalism, but not xenophobia or something like that. That would be bad. So yeah, National Front, nah, not the good solution. I won't say that you should vote for like the communists, because now, well, I mean, because I will say because of Mitterrand in 1981 and the strong left, you know, the united left, and oh, let's get all the left wing under the banner of the Socialist Party, and like Auberu and Georges Marchais and whoever was the head of the Communist Party were like, yeah, that sounds, that, I mean, that's pretty cool, I guess. Like, well, now let's be relevant, huh? I mean, when you see that now they're struggling to have a group in the National Assembly, to form a group you have to be 20 MPs, and they had to go under the left front to get a group. You know, the left front is the communists, and the left party, I guess, yeah, the left wing party. That's literally the name. It's Parti de Gauche. Like, yeah, we're at the left, and that's our main characteristic, our main feature. We're a left-wing party, and that's great. I mean, I'm not blaming them. it's really important. But wasn't there anything, you know, kind of more original, I guess? Of course, there's the radical party of the left, which should be now just the radical party, because the right-wing radical party is now at the center and is now just a movement in the union of the independent Democrats, who are on the same ticket as the Modem. As I learned, from which they had made a secession, and now they're allied with them and the Republicans, and that's like, well, what, why? I guess, fucking hell, politics, man. That's a lot of bullshit. There hasn't been any knocking on my door, or other bells ringing. So I guess that we've gone through the more difficult part of the night. I'd be pissed if in the middle of the night someone were to ring my bell because they thought it was a light switch. I'd be really pissed, because tonight I have decided that by 2 a.m. tops I will be sleeping, because I've been missing too many morning classes, and at this point I'm afraid that it's going to get bad. Of course, it's also an issue because of being sick, but because the past few weeks I could wake up after 4 hours and be like, well, I'm going to class, and I was like, well, that's okay, but here probably, well, if by 2 a.m. I am sleeping, it means that at most I'm getting 5 hours, but I'm okay with that. Oh, something I really did want to talk about, and I always forget, my advent calendar. It's really, it's so cheap. Oh God, the more I unwrap the chocolates, the more I realize that, well, I realized it years ago when I first was gifted pretty much that kind of advent calendars. They take normal Christmas chocolates, like Jesus, Santa Claus, maybe whatever the name you use for Santa Claus's wife, maybe a reindeer. No, we haven't had any reindeer. A Christmas tree, the balls you put on the Christmas tree, and they put that and they repurpose them into soccer players and soccer balls, and that's really ridiculous, and that's really a cheap way to say, hey, this is your football themed advent calendar. You're like, I'm not buying that. I am buying it, but I don't believe you. But yeah, at least that gives me a little chocolate. One thing that's really funny is that because of my weird way of life, I'm supposed to take the thing that's supposed to give me a boost, some energy, and it's how would you say that? That doesn't sound right. An ampoule? Yeah, an ampoule, full of stuff like honeybee thing and vitamins, and you're supposed to take it in the morning, and I haven't been awake in the morning enough for me to really go forward and take them. So I really hope that tomorrow give me enough of a boost to get through the morning, and to get me until the point where I have to get that paper, because I had pretty much my first exam today was giving the English paper and the video that I made last Monday, and I realized that since I'm not really part of the students, my grade is not gonna get registered, not gonna get into records, and that's gonna get messy. So yeah, I gotta get that paper. One last thing before we leave is so I was listening to the Rooster Teeth podcast today, and it was the special one with Robert Rodriguez, and I learned that they were going to do the movie, Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron, based on the manga Battle Princess Alita, which I don't understand that title, because the original title, Gundam, even though in Japanese is pronounced Ganmu, sounds pretty English. And who is the battle angel? Is it Gali? Have you renamed Gali Alita? What are you doing, America? Anyway, so yeah, I think that even though it's a manga, I can't think of any other combination of directors for that movie, because Gundam is really violent. There's lots of graphic violence in the manga. It's one of the first manga I've ever read, even before Detective Conan. I was in middle school, and was probably 9th volume of Gundam Last Order, or even before that. It was like 11 or 12, so maybe the dates don't correspond. Maybe it was the 7th volume, I don't know. And so that's one of the main reasons why I didn't buy it at first. It was because I wanted to go from the beginning, and not from halfway through the following story. But I was immediately caught into the universe, and yeah, I think that James Cameron has had the rights for a long time, and he didn't want to do it because of the limitations of technology, I guess. And now he has the technology for the visual effects and the graphic violence gonna be all Robert Rodriguez, and I'm really looking forward to it whenever it goes out in theaters. Fuck, now I think that, well, I'm probably not going to be able to see Star Wars until early in 2016 if the booking of the tickets has been as big as it's reportedly been announced. That was a great sentence. I should check with my parents and all. Obviously I won't go to the premiere because I can afford that. Well, I can afford that, but hey, do you want to go see Star Wars? I've already seen it. Sorry. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Well, that will be the middle of the match of Marseille, and we will see how that goes. Lyon has won. Great way to finish a terrible European campaign. Win 2-0 away. Fucking wonderful. Goodbye.